It's the night of September the 12th, 1942 in the South Atlantic Ocean, and the German submarine U-156 has been stalking a British armed merchant cruiser for hours. The U-boat has surfaced so it can keep up with its target, and Corvette and Captain Werner Hartenstein keeps his distance to avoid detection. He watches through his periscope as the target chugs along. The British are completely unaware of the danger closing in, and as dusk falls, some cabins ignore the strict blackout order. Each glowing window helps Hartenstein to line up his shot. He grins. He's one step closer to an iron cross. Calling out the targeting information, he gives the crew their orders to attack. An alarm sounds across the submarine as torpedoes are prepared for launch. A 22-foot-long torpedo rushes out of the tube and races toward its target. Calling another shot, Hartenstein launches a second torpedo at the British ship. He counts down the seconds as the torpedoes race toward the starboard side of the ship. Watching through the scope, he can see a massive spurt of water emerge as the first torpedo strikes the British merchant cruiser right in the center. Water rises high into the air and then falls away, revealing a massive gaping hole in the hull. Just moments later, a second torpedo slams into the vessel, striking closer to the bow and shaking the entire ship. Hartenstein watches with satisfaction through his spyglass as the British ship begins keeling over to starboard. As he watches, he sees survivors dive from the stricken ship into the sea. On board U-156, the radio operator calls out. He's intercepted a distress signal from the cruiser. A cheer goes up among the men. It's a massive prize. But with the distress signal sent out, it's only a matter of time before Allied air and naval vessels close in. But Hartenstein wants to try and capture the Laconia's captain. The cold night air hits him as Hartenstein emerges from his hatch and stands on the bridge. All the while, he's looking for any sign of the enemy captain as he closes in on the sinking British giant. The stricken ship is listing hard to starboard, and able seaman Jim McLaughlin is stranded and grasping a hold of the railings. He watches as all around him is a scene of total chaos and panic. The ship is packed with military and civilian passengers. Men, women, and children rush to the lifeboats as they attempt to escape the sinking Laconia. Jim looks down over the port side. His best chance is to jump into the water from the high side, but he just can't face the drop. So he slides down the deck toward the starboard side, lowering himself into the water and swimming as fast as he can, away from the sinking ship and out into the black expanse of ocean, picking his way through a field of debris and panicking survivors. He's elated to spot a floating wooden raft up ahead. Already sheltering on the raft is his friend, Davy Jones. Davy pulls Jim up onto the raft. Shivering, the men are dejected as they watch the Laconia stern rise up, and its propellers are lifted high into the air. Meanwhile, half a mile away in the U-boat, Hartenstein scans the ocean. The sea is filled with overcrowded lifeboats, and even more people clinging to the sides. Shouts and cries echo through the dark. They spot two men clinging to a crate who are shouting for help, but they're not shouting in English. It sounds like Italian. Hartenstein is shocked to hear Italian voices. What are they doing on a British vessel? Sailors rush down to the bow and drag the two men from the water. They're both shaking with cold fear. They're brought in front of Hartenstein, and both of them plead with the captain. A chill runs through Hartenstein's blood. The ship he's hit is full of Italian prisoners, his own allies. More and more men paddle their way to the U-boat, desperate to reach salvation. The submarine crew pull up an Italian corporal who can speak some German. Finally, Hartenstein learns the truth. The corporal tells him there are at least 1,500 Italian prisoners of war on board the Laconia, along with hundreds of British women and children. My God. Every hour, Hartenstein stays in the area, puts his U-boat and the lives of his men at risk. His orders are to get out of the danger zone as quickly as possible. But this captain feels he has a duty to his allies and to the innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. In the distance, Jim and Davy float through the night on their flimsy raft. As the morning sun rises and beats down on them, it mercilessly bakes their salt-covered skin. Jim dangles one leg into the sea, desperate for relief. Then suddenly he feels a sharp pain tearing through his calf. He hauls his leg back onto the raft. Blood wells from deep puncture wounds.